Welcome to Joegajoy Fitness and to this beautiful restorative yoga practice. So it's July here in the Northern Hemisphere and it's quite warm, so throughout this month I've been doing the seated yoga and I'm doing the restorative yoga, just trying to keep that body nice and cool. For the practice today you will need a bolster and possibly some blocks. If you don't have these, you can use alternatives, rolled up blankets or rolled up extra mats or just maybe some cushions, and maybe books or something that would come instead of a block. You don't necessarily need them, it's good to have them if you can. As always, if you do enjoy this, please like, share and subscribe, and if you've got any comments, get in touch through the boxes or mediums below. I hope you have a fantastic practice and I really do appreciate you stopping by. Sit with your legs extended and the palms facing up if that's comfortable, or facing down to the body if that's more comfortable. And just notice any tension in your body anywhere. And then as you breathe in, try and relax those particular muscles where you feel any tension. So restorative yoga is just as it sounds. It's to restore us to our natural peace, to achieve a mental peace, a physical peace, a spiritual peace. With our yoga practice, we learn to develop a state of the witness. So to be an uninvolved, impartial, non-judgmental witness to ourselves. We can be especially hard on ourselves sometimes. So it's a time to look inside, be gentle, be kind. This practice is just for you. Take 3 deep breaths now. Now bringing your attention to your breath. We're just going to observe our natural breath and natural breath awareness. Notice as you inhale how cool the breath is, and as you exhale how warm it is. Just observe it. Don't try and change the pattern. This is your own unique natural breath. Be aware of the speed of the breath. Is it fast or is it slow? Notice whether it's deep or shallow. Is it regular or are there any breaks? Just allow the breath to ease away any and all tensions. Now coming away from the breath, bringing your attention to your feet. Our feet are our heroes. They work so hard for us every day. We're starting this practice with joint activation. This gets all the synovial fluid activated around the joints and helps us to function. It's an anti-rheumatic exercise. So bringing your attention to your toes, on your next inhale, isolating the movement to just your toes alone, I want you to bend your toes towards you. Try to keep your feet still, and as you exhale, bend just the toes towards the floor. Inhale, toes to the nose. Nice and slowly moving with the breath. Exhale, toes towards the floor. Try to isolate the movement just to your toes. Try not to move your feet. In your toes there are many, many meridians that affect the spleen, the stomach, the liver, the gallbladder, the kidneys and the bladder. So what might seem like a really simple exercise is actually affecting all of these organs. Just with your intention on your toes. A gentle bend forwards and backwards, affecting your whole body, your whole well-being. to the ankles and moving your whole foot towards your nose, dorsiflexion. And then inhale and moving them away when you exhale, plantarflexion. And you're going at your own pace, your own rhythm. Stay with this movement, with your focus on your ankles. Do this several times. Staying with the awareness of the feet. When you've finished, notice any sensations in the feet that maybe weren't here before. Any warmth, any tingling. Notice the joints and how alive they feel. Bend your knees into your chest now. Give yourself a little hug first and gently rock from side to side, moving with the breath, trying to make the movement really, really slow. So you're inhaling in the middle and you're exhaling to the side. Try to keep the lower back on the floor so you're massaging the kidneys and the adrenal glands. Feel that gentle massage on the lower back. And then rolling the other way. And then starting to move along the spine, lengthways, just gently, rolling up and down Sushumna. The energy channels of the chakras, the spine nice and awake. And when you finish, coming to sitting, and then turning yourself around and coming into Matsyasana the Crocodile. So we're going to be lying on our stomachs and bringing our elbows underneath our chin if that's comfortable. And what you're aiming for here is to have the same amount of pressure on your lower back as you do in your neck. So if you're feeling any pressure there, you're going to be here for the next 3 minutes. So try to make sure you breathe away that pressure. Find your comfort. Maybe moving the elbows out further, taking a little bend out of your spine. When you're comfortable, close your eyes. Relax any tensions in your lower back. Relax any tensions in your neck. And just breathe and let that tension go. Come back to the breath here. Notice the breath in your abdomen. As you breathe in, feel the gentle massage on your tummy. Feel your body rise away from the floor. As you exhale, feel your body melt further onto the floor. Try to relax any tension in the face, in the shoulders. Allow the shoulders to drop and be gentle, the legs to be relaxed. Back to the breath. As you inhale, take a count back from 11. Inhale 11. Exhale 11. Inhale 10. Exhale 10, counting backwards to 1, staying with the breath, letting all the tension melt away. Now coming out of this gentle back bend, release your hands and your body to the floor and make a pillow underneath your head. Still feel the rise and fall of the abdomen And notice any effects on your spine. Roll over onto your back. Hug your knees in and just gently rock and roll. Notice how the weight feels. If there's any tension anywhere or anything that can be breathed away. Shoulders nice and relaxed. Neck nice and relaxed. Back nice and relaxed. Now come into pose of a child and just relax here for a second or two. And then coming up to Virasana, sitting on the heels. And if you're not comfortable sitting on your heels, then please place a blanket or a block underneath to buffer yourself a bit. Bringing your arms out to shoulder height in front of you, closing the eyes. And we're going to do some hand clenching. So bringing your thumb in first. And on your next inhale, clench your hands really tight. Squeeze as tight as you can. And then as you exhale, stretch your fingers out as far as you can, really stretching them. And then moving with the breath, inhale, crunch. Exhale, stretch. This is really good if you're on computers all day, if you use your hands for your job. Keeping your awareness in the hands now. Do this several times. Inhale as you clench around the thumbs. Exhale as you release. Meridians in the hands affect the large and small intestines, the colon, the lungs and the heart. This is one simple but very powerful exercise. And then turning the palms up to face the ceiling, keeping your arms outstretched in front of you and moving into an elbow flexion. Bend the elbows, so touching your hands onto your shoulders as you inhale and then extending out on your exhale. Moving slowly, breathing like this several more times. Inhale, flexion, exhale, extension. Always try and keep your spine upright. Try and keep your hips aligned so your back is nice and straight. Awakening your abdominal muscles, keeping your spine upright. And then when you've finished, release those hands down by your side and just notice how your shoulders are feeling right now. Hopefully they're feeling nice and relaxed. And then slowly just nod your head forwards and backwards. Maybe not going into the full range of movement because your neck is such a delicate thing. It's important to keep it moving at all times, but work up to that full range of movement. So with modern day life, we tend to have our head at the wrong angle, constantly looking at phones, computers, reading a book, doing gardening. It's hanging down. So it's important to keep that neck nice and supple. Just looking up and looking down. And then when you next come to the center, bring the right ear down to the right side and inhale. And then exhale to rise. Nice and slowly coming back to the other side, drop the head, inhale. Exhale to rise, nice and slowly and gently. Notice any cricks or clicks, any pops and cracks. Once more to each side. And then just coming back to center and noticing how your neck feels, how your arms feel, how your hands feel. Notice any sensations. So we're going to come down now to the supported fish pose, Matsyasana. If you have your bolster, then you will need this. If you don't, you will need a rolled up blanket or some rolled up mats, something to support yourself. Turn yourselves around, sitting, and put the bolster up against you, right against you as close as you can. Long ways, right up to the back of your bottom, and then lie down on the bolster. If it's too far, stack the bolster up with blocks, but support your entire spine. And then see how it feels. If it's too intense on your back, you can move your bottom away from the bolster a little bit. And then bring your arms out to the side, palms facing upwards. Allow yourself to relax through the shoulders and notice that big heart opener. Gently close your eyes. Breathe away any tensions. We're going to stay here for a couple of minutes, so make sure that you've no strain either in the neck or the back, the hips or the shoulders. Breathe long and slow and deep. Stay with the breath. And as you become used to the bolster beneath you, feel how your muscles become softer and more relaxed around it. See if your shoulders are more relaxed. You should be so relaxed that you're almost ready to fall asleep on your bolster. Notice if there is any tension in your body. If there is, breathe into those spaces. Relax the tension and let the muscles relax. Now bringing your hands back by your sides, gently and gracefully roll off your bolster to one side. And just move the bolster away from you and just relax on your side for a moment. Bring your knees in a bit, counterbalancing that extension through the spine by stretching the spine into embryo. Roll onto your back now again, hugging your knees into your chest, and just take a little rock. So now we're going to come into the sleeping abdominal stretch. Bring your arms out shoulder height, reaching them away either side, and placing your feet on the floor. And then gently relaxing your legs down to the right, keeping both shoulders on the floor and turning your head to the left in the opposite direction and feeling that gentle stretch down the right side, down through the spine. Remember that you can allow your legs to fall onto the bolster if you find that they are hanging and pulling. Never try and force the twist. Just let the tension flow from the spine. And then inhaling back to center, roll the bolster across your body and exhaling the knees down to the other side. Moving the head in the opposite direction and feeling that stretch down the whole spine again in the opposite direction. And then we're just going to move the bolster away and we're just going to gently rock those knees from side to side with the breath. Inhale to centre, exhale to the side. Inhale to centre, exhale to the side. And then we're going to come over onto all fours into Matsyasana, stretching out the spine. Gently coming up onto all fours, making sure your hips are stacked over your knees. Your wrists are underneath your shoulders. And then gently as you inhale, arch the spine and look down towards your navel. And as you exhale, slowly moving with the breath. Belly down to the floor, eyes up to the ceiling. And then staying with the spine, undulating, working with breath, the cat, cow. And then we're going to come back to neutral and you're going to come to a standing position. You're going to come to standing Tadasana, having your feet parallel, lifting up your toes from the floor and then really feeling your toes knuckle down and ground into the floor, lifting your arches and then relaxing into the posture. We'll move into the pre-pranayama series, so putting your hands on your thighs in front of you, moving with the breath. Pre-pranayama 1. As you inhale, bring your arms up on your own count, whatever it is, 3, 5, 10, never strain. And as you exhale, bringing the arms back down to the same count. Nice, relaxed, long, deep breath. This is opening up the lungs vertically, moving with the breath and the arm movement. We're getting into the upper lobes of the lungs, where the stale air collects there. So by breathing into this space in the lungs, keep moving with the breath. You're cleansing the lungs, getting rid of the stale carbon dioxide and all the stale air. Stay with this breath for another 3 times. Prana is the life force energy. Bringing all that prana into you, promoting all that health and well-being into your body, into your lungs. And then we're going to move into pre-pranayama 2. So moving the arms out to the sides as you inhale, and as you exhale, bring them back down. Try with the palms up as you rise, and with the palms down as you lower. Depends on how your body is, to which part of the lungs you'll reach. This is opening up the sides of the lungs. Making this your last one. When your arms come back down, come back to Tadasana. And just notice how your body feels standing here in this posture. Notice if you feel any more open than you did before. Notice if there are any sensations in your body that you didn't have before. And then come back down into lying Shavasana. With your back on the floor, maybe your legs over the bolster. Make sure that you're warm if you need to. Place a blanket over you. Let your feet just be relaxed. Let your legs be relaxed. Make sure your lower back is relaxed. Make sure you're nice and comfortable. Your posture is comfortable. Your clothing is comfortable. Have your palms facing upwards if that's comfortable, just a little bit away from your body. Or place them on your belly if that is more preferable for you. Gently close your eyes. Start with some abdominal breathing. So notice the breath in the abdomen right now. Let it be natural. If you prefer, place the right hand on the navel and the left hand on the chest, just to be aware of noticing your abdominal breath. The right hand in the navel should be rising and falling. Your left hand on your chest will be staying relatively still. Most of us, without even really being aware, breathe into our chest a lot of the time when we should be breathing into our belly. So it should be no tension in the abdomen at all. It should rise and fall with your inhalation, exhalation. Keep trying to keep the chest and the shoulders still. Just focus on the abdomen expanding and contracting. Try and deepen the breath without forcing it. See if you can feel the air getting into the lower lobes of the lungs. Notice the diaphragm, that sheet of muscle above your abdominal region below the lungs. As you inhale, the diaphragm pushes down, pushing on all those abdominal organs, making your belly rise. And as you exhale, it retracts back, letting the belly fall. So just follow that abdominal breath, that abdominal breathing, just for a few more breaths. Now relax your hands beside you once more and let your body go. Just breathe and release here right now. Please feel free to remain as long as you wish to. For me now, I'll be coming up to bid you farewell. Namaste.